Hello students, today I will discuss the explanation, detailed explanation of your chapter, the bed. This is written by Anton Chekhov, who is a literary figure, and his life has been is 1860 to 1904. As the bed, first of all, we will try to know the meaning of bed. Bed is just whatever we make for. In against, we have to think two of the things, losing or gaining. It means it has two sides, winning or losing. Here main characters are the banker and the lawyer. And the topic on what they have a discussion, they have that bed, that is capital punishment versus imprisonment. There are some things that are very important from the chapter. As you have to read there, as execution kills instantly, life imprisonment kills by decrease. Some has this type of opinion, whether another opinion is here. The state is not God and it has no right to take away that which it cannot give back. It is very important statement by the lawyer. Now, you know bet. Many times you make bet with your friend. You say, I bet on it. I bet on that. I bet if you will do this, I will give you 100 rupees. I bet on it that if you will complete, I will give you my own pen. Yeah, something else. One biscuit. Yeah, there are so many things you bet on something. As you have overconfidence that yes, it is not possible by him or her. On that you make the bet. Just like here in the chapter, we will know the two characters, how they have made a big bet. Whether in the party, the banker, once he is remembering, is one of the parties where there were so many guests, they all were attending, and beside a table, few were talking about the things of imprisonment and capital punishment, where few were in favor of capital punishment, as they told, yes, it is good to give execution, give the sentence to death, but few more told from the same party that no, to give the death, it is not appropriate. If it is not possible to give the life, then it is not good to give death. Here in that very talk, in that very conversation, that banker was present there, was listening. As some other were telling that both are immoral. The capital punishment and the life corroding that punishment, imprisonment, long imprisonment. And when they talk, they become the haughty two of the people, one banker and the second, the lad. The lad told this very statement. He told this is not good. The capital punishment is not good. He was found with this statement. The state is not good. It is no right to take away that which it cannot give back. When the banker listened this statement, he told, no, death is to be given. Capital punishment will make a person to die and he will be out of all the troubles. But that lawyer told, I can spare the time in imprisonment. As he told, if it is possible for 5 years to spare in the prison, that lawyer told, not 5, I can spare 15 years in prison. And on that very talk, banker told, if you will do such, I will give you 2 millions. And on that very talk, they assigned on a consignment. And after all, the banker was a very wealthy person. He had a big garden where he made a big building like a prison for that lawyer. A lawyer could be kept there for that very 15 years. He could not see out of the window. He could not come out. Nobody could go there to meet him. Only he could write a letter, whatever he needed, and the things were sent for him. And he had to spend all the time lonely there. And in that way, as the farm decision was 2 million for 15 years, first year he spared in loneliness, in boredom. In the second year, no longer played the piano, asked only for classic. As he was given everything, whatever he liked, whatever he wished. But in the second year only, the people would listen to his piano, and then no, he had no bass, only for classic then. And fifth year, music once again could be listened from his room. And half of the sixth year, jealously he started to read more about the languages, and then he read so more volumes of the New Testament. After 10th year, he moved over and read only the New Testament. As 600 volumes he read within that's 6 years. But one could see how he had a gray beard, long beard, mustaches, and overall very lean, feeble. Only he had to sit on the chair and leaning against the table. He used to read. Now the time came when the next day he was to be released, and all 15 years was to be over. That very time, within all this long period, banker who was very wealthy at the beginning was growing in his profession. Now, as he was afraid of that bankruptcy, and so he planned that why I should give him 2 millions. If I will give it 2 millions, then there will be nothing for me. So in against, he thought a plan to kill that lawyer. And at night, he took a key from his pocket of coat, overcoat, and went to that building, whether he was imprisoned, opened the lock with a crackling sound as it was no longer used. Then went inside, and as he wished, whether he will make a sound, there will be some protection from lawyer, or otherwise he will attack on him. But it was nothing there. When he went there, a lean body, a very feeble body could be seen there. And at that very time, he wanted to take a pillow and smother him to die. But before he do it, the bed he could see a letter lying on the table, and when he read the letter, as that very time that lawyer was asleep, he could not listen any movement. Then what happened? You see, after reading the letter, a mind opened of that banker. He found that lawyer had given all the things what happened with him. He told that he had no wish of 2 millions, as he had spent all the time he could get. He was already old, but he doesn't have any wish of such wealth, as he had lost everything. So he had mentioned here in the letter that next day, as afternoon 12, they will be defeated, but before that very time, I will jump from the window and get out of this, and will break the things what I had made. On this very thing, the banker returned. He regretted himself. And in the morning, the guard told the banker that he saw that lawyer to jump, and he disappeared from that place. The banker regretted on his act what he had planned for. When they took that letter as proof, and whatever the consignment was done, he kept in his own box. And then he thought what he had mistaken. So this was the story where it was a proof how lawyer who made a bet in his chamber, but finally he could realize there it is not possible to live alone in loneliness, out of the people contact, out of all the natural things what we do in this world. Just we feel there lifeless. It was over this story. Thank you.